Sal Glesser lived out of a bread van with his wife and daughter. The year was 1976, and with only $250 to his name, they were traveling to fairs and expositions around the United States, trying to sell his invention. It was a bizarre steel contraption called the portable hand, comprised of 3 clamps attached to swiveling joints, designed to hold components in place for circuit board construction. In dusty motels and curbside campgrounds, Sal spent hours with his tools, manufacturing dozens of these devices to sell at the shows. The spider-like appearance of the hand would give Sal's company its name, Spyderco. Although it had all sorts of applications in the soldering, jewelry, and model-making industries, sales of the Spyderco portable hand were ultimately not enough to satisfy Sal. So using the income his hand provided, Sal began working on a second invention, one that was inspired by his roots as a knife enthusiast. Growing up in Brooklyn during the 1940s, Sal had always been fascinated by anything with a sharpened edge. During his walks to school, he would carry a railroad spike that he had sharpened on the curb into a jagged point. The spike, though rough, was a formidable self-defense tool that put function ahead of form. It may have been with that spike in mind that Sal crafted his second invention, and the one which would ultimately rocket him into success. One of the hardest skills to develop as a knife owner is the ability to sharpen a blade to a razor edge. Keeping a steady hand and precise angle on a sharpening stone are skills that can take hours of practice to master. This process was made easier with the introduction of V-shaped sharpening tools that use fixed rods to maintain consistent angle control. But Sal took the design a step farther with what he called the Tri-Angle Sharpmaker. Unlike the cylindrical rods found in other sharpening systems, the triangular design of Sal's Sharpmaker gave the user multiple surfaces and corners to work with and create the perfect edge, even on serrated blades. A set of secondary rods behind the sharpening stone provided a safety catch to prevent accidents, while multiple attachment points allowed the system to work with scissors, gouges, chisels, and nearly anything that would need sharpening. The genius design, combined with Sal's years of selling experience pitching his portable hand, made the Sharpmaker an instant success. From there, it seemed like the natural evolution to apply his inventive mind to the world of knives. Tactical folders were growing in popularity during the 1980s, thanks to groundbreaking knife makers like Bob Tirzuola. But Sal Glesser brought several new developments to the industry that would make them far more functional. The first of these was the Spyderco Spydie hole. Sal noticed that many of the traditional one-handed knife openers, like thumb studs and discs, would catch and poke at pockets and get in the way of cutting and sharpening. Determined to come up with a better solution, Sal tried putting a circular dent on his blade, similar to a large nail nick that would allow your thumb to get enough purchase and flick the tool open. But Sal found that adding a dent on each side would poke through the metal and create a hole. And thus, the Spydie hole was born. With the knife now able to slip in and out of pockets without a hitch, Sal added his final and most genius touch, the pocket clip. Other knives at the time could only be secured by a sheath or left to jingle around with your keys in the pocket. But Sal was inspired by a unique hooked keychain that he owned to add a small clip to the handle of his knives, finally giving users a safe and secure way to carry their blades while also being readily available for easy access. The new features were put together on Spyderco's first production knives, the C01 Worker and the Clip-It lineup. Although the unconventional look turned off customers at first, the fantastic utility they provided slowly won over the industry as knife users began to realize that Spyderco knives were designed for function before form, made to fit in the hand, not please the eye. Sal settled down and headquartered his new company in Golden, Colorado, though today his blades are manufactured and used around the globe. Sal Glesser's journey from living in a bread van with his family to founding one of the most successful knife brands in history is a testament to his dedication of improving everyday tools, and his commitment to functionality over aesthetics has permanently changed the way people carry and use their knives. Subscribe to hear more knife stories like this.